after she moved out, the roommate from hell moved in. So we gonna call her old lady because she was like my mama age. What's the word, YouTube? It's Sierra Celeste back at again with another video.
Trust me, trust me. I don't like being alone. Thinking about bringing you online. I wish you would come home. But I'm just trying to balance my space. I'm just trying to protect my space. I don't really need the pain, but I love to feel the pain. Maybe I could use a break, so we just might have to wait on. Cause we're way too in love just to fucking let go. Cause we're way too involved just to cut and not go. Way too in deep, way too.
Yep, and we back. And this is gonna be another story time about these roommates, y'all. Oh my gosh, I have just realized I'm not a person that can live with people. Yes, that is something I have really realized. Like, I'm not a person that can really just live with somebody because they would get on my nerves. Okay, so boom, let me tell y'all how this story time started. So boom, so I used to live with my mom in this old house, not old house, but like our older house. And so we were living together or whatever. Our landlord hit us and was like, boom, y'all got to get out. Like, I'm finna sell a house. I'm gonna give y'all like 60 days, but y'all got to get up out the house. So boom, I'm like, okay, cool. So I was like, let me figure out my own stuff because I was ready to live on my own, just be on my own. So I'm like, let me just figure out my own stuff. We kind of had to move quick, and we really didn't have like it was like moving. It's hard, y'all. Like, trying to find a place is really hard. So I found this little spot or whatever. And so I was renting out like the downstairs area. So the downstairs area had like two rooms in it, but it was basically like your own apartment. Like, it had a living room, it had laundry, it had kitchen, it had my room, and then it had my roommate's room. So when I first moved in, there was this girl there, hella cool. Like, now she didn't really talk a lot. Honestly, she was pretty like to herself and stuff like that. So we didn't have no issues, right? So then after she moved out probably like a month or two later. After she moved out, the roommate from hell moved in. So we gonna call her old lady because she was like my mama age, right? So I was like, okay, because the other roommate was like my age, right? But this new woman, she was like an old lady, right? So when she first moved in, she was nice because she had to move. She actually moved in a little bit early because her and her mama was beefing, and I understand why, because she is hard to deal with. So anyway, she moved in early, and first thing off the bat, I noticed she's like OCD clean freak, right? So I'm like, okay, whenever I live with people, I really like mind my business, so I don't really care what they got going on. But then it was like she took over the whole space, so let's start with the OCD clean freak shit. So first I started noticing she couldn't move her stuff into her room because she took up the tiles, right? So it's like carpet tiles. She takes up the tiles, so now it's just the floor underneath, and she washes the tiles in our tub. So I'm just like, what the fuck is this girl doing? So she's washing and whatever. But I don't think she thought that all the way through, because it's like, you can't put those tiles back until they are 100% dry, unless you do. Like, if you do, they're going to get mildew. Like, it's going to get that smell. So I'm just like, girl, like, I was very confused. So anyway, so she starts to put the tiles outside, right? So she puts them outside, and to me, when I would see it, I'm just like, doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of washing them? Because now you got them outside, they got the outside smell, there's bugs, there's dirt outside. Like, I thought that was very stupid. So then she had to put all of her belongings in the living room because she couldn't put them in her room, and she just slept on the couch. So I'm just like, okay. So then after, like, my landlord didn't even know that she did that. So I don't even know if they said anything to her. They was kind of scary a little bit, I feel like. So anyway, finally the tiles is dry. She puts them back in the room, and then but all her stuff is still out in the living room. Whenever I see like my room is just like chaotic, like it's just chaos, I'm just like, OMG, like I really, it hurts my brain for real. So after like a week of the living room just looking like a episode of Hoarders, I'm just like, girl, like, so I'm like, I'm gonna give her some time. And then after a week, I like, she had moved half of her stuff back in, but half of her stuff was still just all over the place. So I put her stuff right next to her door. So she had hit me the next morning like, hey, did you move my stuff or whatever, like next to the door? And I was like, yeah, I did that. And then she was like, oh, okay, like I was gonna do that. And I was just like, yeah, I was just kind of like all over the place. Like it was just like a small conversation. She didn't say nothing, whatever. So then after that, I noticed like she's watching everything now because she had just moved in from a house, and now she like moved in here. So she had like all her stuff, right? So she's like washing her hangers. She's washing like every piece of silverware that she has. She's washing it. And then she would put like these towels down on the table and then put like elastic wrap and then like wash the silverware and stuff like that. And then but she would leave the towels and the elastic wrap all like all night, out there. And then every night she has to do dishes, right? She doing all these dishes every day. She washing towels, covers, whatever the case may be, always washing something. So I only wash like once a week because I don't need to do that every single day. Like once all my stuff is clean, it's clean. So I'm washing like once a week or whatever. And it felt like whenever it was my day, like I to do stuff, it's like I would put my stuff in the laundry, and then like boom, the laundry tells you when it's got to be done, right? So it's like 2 minutes left, 1 minute left. The lady would just wait with her stuff right there. Like I couldn't even get to my stuff to try to put my stuff in the dryer before she beat me to it. And it's like remind me of when you was in college and you didn't make it in time, and they put your stuff on top of the laundry. It's just like, what the fuck, like. Anyways, so yeah, so I was like irritated with that. So then I was I was cooking one day and I was washing dishes at the same time, right? And so I'm washing dishes, I move over to cook, and then I see her like she started trying to wash dishes, right? So I'm just automatically like irritated. I'm just like, girl. So I wash the dishes one by one, right? If we don't have a dishwasher, I'm just gonna wash it one by one. Some people like to fill up the tub or fill up the sink, right? So they fill up the sink and let the water like, fill up to the top, and they put all the dishes in there and they just scrub or whatever. So she starts doing that. So I was already washing dishes and using the sink. So I'll take what is it, like a thing of pasta sauce, right? And I put a little bit of water to get that last little bit of sauce or whatever. And then I did something else or whatever. And so I was using the sink, and then she said something to me, and she's like, oh, I was using that. And I'm like, well, I was doing dishes first and you came over here and started doing it. And then she said something back. I'm just like, girl, bye. So now I'm just like realizing like the OCD is just OCDing at this point. So I'm trying to stay like in my lane, she stay over here, but the whole like towels and the elastic wrap was really annoying me because it's just like the towels were dirty. These are not clean towels, so then she's moving the stuff that we all already had on the table, like they had like flowers and stuff like that. She's moving that stuff that we already had on the table. So now it just looked bad. Like when I was like, what if I wanted to have a friend over, right? And then they see it like, what the fuck is this, right? Like it just looked bad. So when it gets to like too close to the end of the night, when it's like 10, 11 o'clock and the elastic wrap and the towels is still there, I will move it. I'm not gonna lie, I will move it because this is not how the house is supposed to look, So there was one time, right? I got asked out on a date, right? But this is somebody that I was already like dating or whatever. So we went out, and then we came back to the house afterwards or whatever. So I knew we was probably going to end up coming back to the house afterwards. So I'm like, if like I'm here and the towels and the elastic wrap is still here before I go to the movies with this dude, I'm going to move it. So that's what I did. Like right before I left, I moved it, and then I went to my room and was waiting for him to come get me. And then when I'm like in my room, do my last little, spray, do a little video, whatever. All I hear is boom, 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 boom. I already knew it was that bitch. She was mad because I moved her stuff. I must have turned my little YouTube video up a little bit louder just so she could hear me, girl. I hear you, and I'm not moving. Like, I moved your shit out for a reason, because it looks dirty, and I already told you that it looks dirty. And it's like all the lights were off. Like, she was in her room. So to me, you're sleeping. So of course I'm gonna move her stuff. If we're not gonna have this out all night, And there was one situation where I was having a photo shoot, right? So I would have the girls do their makeup and stuff at my place. And so I would tell her, like, the girls is gonna come over. I think it was either a Saturday or a Sunday. I told her, so I was trying to prepare, like, on a Thursday, like, start cleaning and stuff or whatever, because she just had all her shit out. For her to be so OCD clean and then have all her stuff out like that is just crazy to me. But anyway, so she had got mad because I was moving her stuff, and I'm just like, girl, this is the living room. This is not your room. Like, if you want to keep your silverware and hangers and all that stuff or whatever, put that in your personal area, like, not the common area, for everyone to use. So she had an issue with that or whatever. But me and her used to go back and forth, 6 a.m. arguing and shit like that, because she mad because I moved her stuff. Well, bitch, if your stuff was in your room, there wouldn't be no issue. So anyway, so that night she's like, boom, 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 on my door or whatever. And then so I turn my YouTube video up so she can hear me. She keep going, boom, boom, boom. I'm ignoring her, right? So then the dude I was talking to at the time, he texted me like, oh, I'm outside. So then I'm like, all right, bet. So I grab my stuff or whatever. Maybe like, this is probably like 5-10 minutes later after she was banging. So she's still out there. So she tells me, don't move my stuff, da, 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 da. And I told her, I said, we already talked about this, babes. Have a great night. One thing about me, I'm a troll. I'm definitely a troll. So anyways, it's just like, girl, don't play with me. And you already know you shouldn't be having your stuff out like this. So yeah. So then she ends up, after like 2 months, she ends up moving out. So I was like, woo, hallelujah. But she was only staying there for a little bit because of her housing. So once she moved out, the even worse, her roommate moved in. And that's when I realized, like, I just need to stop doing roommates, because clearly it's either me or them. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I always had an issue with roommates, because not everybody is raised the same way. Not everybody is like have proper training. Some people have they spoon fed, and some people actually know how to clean up after themselves. So when she moved out, this girl, so we're gonna call her Stud, right? So old lady moved out, right? Couple weeks later, my landlord lets me know that Stud is moving in. Mind you, Stud and my landlord know each other. They had already like lived together. She had lived there before. So I'm like, okay, cool. So Stud knows her or whatever. When I first started talking to Stud or whatever, I realized she's a talker. That's one thing. It's not like a issue, but I'm not a talker like that once I get off work. Once I get off work, I want to and go to sleep, lay down, watch my videos, have my headphones in. I'm not trying to talk all night, So anyway, so Stud, I realized she a talker. So at this time I'm already in the clouds when she's talking. So I'm listening to some of her stories, and I'm just like, this girl is crazy. This girl's crazy. And the reason I'm saying that is because she starts telling me these stories about, she was telling me about where she worked at and how they be trying her and all that stuff or whatever. Then she started telling me about a story about how she was at Dollar General. And mind you, I used to work at Dollar General, so I kind of know how they are. But she started telling me how they was watching her, like when she first walked in, and then the cat, one of the people that worked there was like acting like he was doing something on the shelves, but she could tell he was really watching her. Then when she went to her car, she seen that same cashier like come out or whatever, and I don't know what he was doing, but she said she seen him. And then, like, I don't know if it was that night or whatever, but the police had came to her house basically telling her that she had stole something, like towels from Dollar General. And to me, I wasn't 100% sure about that story, because girl, When I worked at Dollar General, I was a manager. It was only two workers there. One person on the register and one person stocking the shelves. And it's just like, we really didn't do, that's like a lot, to catch somebody stealing, that's a lot. The most I did, there was this button that we pressed, and there's like, they say like this announcement, and she's like, oh yeah, like I heard them say something over the intercom. I'm like, yeah, but that announcement goes consistently, like every hour they say that. And then if you feel like you have people stealing, you keep pressing it, whatever. So I was just like, they came to your house because you stole towels from Dollar General? How did the police know where you lived? And she felt like the person that worked there, like, that they saw her license plate. And I was just like, I don't know, girl. That just like, we really didn't do like, honestly, I don't know. So maybe some Dollar Generals was really serious. When I was there, they didn't give a fuck. Like, people be stealing at Dollar General. One time I was working there, a whole nigga with a big cart, right? A big cart full of stuff just walked out. And I'm like, sir, you gotta pay for that. Like, I'm telling him. He's like, I already did, and just walked out. And I had to make the conscious decision, like, do I go after that grown ass man, or do I stay and keep my life and my job? And I kept my life and my job, because I'm not gonna go out, sir. I'm a woman. That nigga, and I literally seen it the first week I worked at Dollar General. The customer was getting into it with the worker. That nigga knocked him out. Yeah, I don't play them type of games. So when she told me that, I was just like, okay, whatever. So after that, I kind of realized it's like something you can realize when people is a little bit off, or maybe they just don't have friends or whatever. So I kind of realized that. So she would always be trying to talk to me, right? It would be one time we was in the I was in the bathroom, and I was using it, right? And then she's like, Sierra, like screaming, like something happened. So I'm like, hurry up, and try to get out the bathroom. I realized that she only thing she needed was some cinnamon. She asked me, it was either cinnamon or sugar. She's like, do you have some cinnamon? And I'm just like, girl, you did all that just for some cinnamon? Like, girl, whatever. So then I'm like, do this? I don't know. Like, I feel like she dressed like manly. I don't know if she was a stud, but she dressed like manly. She never told me about no niggas or nothing like that. But she was just like, it kind of gave, she wanted to be my friend bad, right? So the reason I was cool with her, like just like on a cordial basis, but when she like it was a situation was happening with our sinks, right? So this is an old place, right? So the sinks is backed up, and the sinks been backed up since I started living there. The toilets was messed up, the sinks, the tubs, everything. Like, it's an old place, right? So anyways, there was a situation where I didn't know that we were supposed to like scrape all the food off our plates and then put it, because the landlord never told me that. So that's what the landlord started to tell me. So then it started becoming like the blame game, like who's fucking up the sink, who leaving food in the sink or whatever. And I'm just like, are we kids? Like, just tell us how to do it, and then boom, the problem is fixed. We won't do it no more. Like, but I guess maybe they was coming out of pocket to get a plumber. I'm not sure of the situation. So anyway, she once the stud started noticing the sinks was messed up, she started just taking like a bowl, like a big bowl, into her room and would just like wash her dishes that way. I don't know. So she started being like, well, it's not me, because I'll be washing my dishes in the sink. It's probably Sierra, and then my landlord started becoming a little bit overbearing. So like, she lived upstairs with her man, and then we lived downstairs. So she started coming more downstairs and just like making sure we were cleaning and stuff like this. Mind you, this is a B&B, so it's not like a regular, So she has seen that the oven, the top of the oven was like greasy on one side but clean on the other. So the stud gonna tell her, oh, well, I only use these two eyes on the oven, so this is my side and this is your side. Mind you, we had never discussed like, oh, this is my side, this is your side, da 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 da. Like, we had never really discussed that. So I'm just like, girl, you're lying. Like, you're literally lying, because when you cook, because she be cooking, because I remember she made them chitlins. That shit had me irritated. When you cook, she used all the eyes. So she tried to act like, oh, I just use these two eyes and she used these two eyes. And of course, the dirty eyes she gonna say is mine. girl, fuck you. So anyway, so after that, once I realized she was lying, and my landlord was coming to me like, oh, this is what she's saying, da 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 da. So I stopped fucking with her. I stopped talking to her. So then she felt like it was like tension in the house. We were never friends, so it just to me was never tension. I just did my thing. She did her thing, right? So now I'm noticing like I didn't have tension towards her, but I felt like it was like some hostility, like maybe she was growing hostility towards me. So boom, I'm cooking one day, right? And I waited till she got done cooking. So she's done cooking, but she would leave her food like on the eye, right? And so that's when I realized she's trying to control who can use each eye. Like she would put her food on two eyes, so I won't use it. Bitch, I moved her shit to the side. If you're not cooking, I'm gonna use the eyes. So I'm cooking, I'm in the middle of cooking. She comes out her room and she's like, where's my food? And I'm like, oh, it's right there. Mind you, I literally just moved it like 2 inches away. She's like, man, don't touch my food, don't touch my food, da, 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 da. Like, so she just like pacing. She's just pacing back and forth. She goes into the bathroom, then she comes out or whatever. So mind you, I have my headphones on. I have my headphones on because I'm ignoring her. Like, girl, fuck you. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna keep cooking my food. So then she takes my food off, and then she puts her food back on the eyes. Mind you, her food is done cooking. She puts her food back on the eyes and puts it on low. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Because now I'm like, now I have to address the situation because I know it's going to be an issue. I'm already knowing it's going to be an issue. So then I'm about to move it back, right? She behind me. So mind you, I'm right here. She behind me, right? Man, touch my foot if you want to. Touch my foot if you want to. Swinging back and forth. Swinging back and forth. So now I'm like trying to be smart in this situation because we really could have, like, we really could have did that. But I'm just like, if we do that, it's the middle of the winters here. Where the fuck you finna go? Where you going? Where you going? Where's all your stuff going? Where you going? So I'm like, okay, Sierra, calm down. Don't lose your place. Right? But she's still swinging back and forth like she's finna swing on me. So now I'm like, all right, let me call the landlord. Because I'm like, now you're doing too much. And to me, it was giving. She was mad because I didn't want to be her friend anymore. And I really feel like she wanted to take me down. I'm not going to lie to you. And I wasn't giving her that. So now she want to create these imaginary issues, right? So I called the landlord. She ends up getting the landlord's husband. So she's explaining the situation to the landlord's husband, right? He's trying to figure out what is really even going on. So then we come into a solution and he's like, oh yeah, she's like, oh yeah, it's been tension ever since the whole sink thing happened. And I'm like, it's never been tension. Me and you are not friends. We don't have to talk every single day, right? And then so he's like asking her, how do you know it's been tension? Like, has she said she don't like you or anything like that? And she's like, no, but I have a psychology degree and I observe people and I've been observing. Mind you, this has only been 2 weeks. She only been living here for 2 weeks. You've been observing me. You don't know me. Like, we don't know each other. We don't know how we act when we're mad, happy, sad. So what are you even talking about right now? So he's like, yeah, I have a psychology degree and I've been observing her and I could tell that she has an issue with me. And he's just looking at her like she's dumb because, bitch, you're dumb. Like, we're not friends. We don't have to talk. Like, you're really mad because I moved your stuff to the side and you're trying to control who has the eyes. And that was another situation that we were trying to talk to him because it's like, if you're not cooking, I can use all 4 eyes. Like, she tried to make it seem like, oh yeah, this half of the fridge is yours. Bitch, no, I'm gonna put my shit in here, you know? So once he realized she was crazy, he told me, like, you can cook here. And I'm like, yes, I know. But he was like just telling me like, oh, if her stuff is here, just ask her to move her own stuff. But I'm like, what if she leave her stuff out all day and she's not home? So what? And he's like, oh yeah, if she's not home, then you can move it. But if she's home, then ask her to move her stuff. And I'm just like, this is stupid. Just move your own shit. Like, why is your shit still here and you're done cooking? So anyway, so after that situation, he just wanted her to apologize. I didn't give a fuck about apology. I just wanted to cook my food in peace. And I feel like they was nice. They was like really like a Christian couple. They was being too nice. They didn't do nothing to her about that. This girl literally just tried to fight me because I moved her stuff to the counter, and y'all think we a little apology and kumbaya can fix it? No, I knew that was going to be my last month staying there, and I was never going to stay there again. So then after that, literally on the last day of the month, before I had to pay the next month, because it was like a month type shit, I moved all my stuff and got the fuck out. Like that whole month I was looking for another place, and I got the fuck out. And then I canceled the reservation. So then she's like texting me like, oh, like what happened? Like, why did you cancel the reservation? And I let her know. I told y'all the situation. I told y'all how the roommate tried to fight me, the stud tried to fight me. Y'all didn't do nothing about it. Y'all thought a little apology was gonna fix it. And during that whole month, I feel like she was still kind of low-key trying to taunt me or whatever, because even when I was moving out my stuff, she gonna say, ha 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 ha. And I'm just like, girl, you try to do this little evil fake laugh like you think you're so funny. But I got the last laugh because you know what? She got kicked out next, because once I told her like, oh, I didn't feel comfortable, like, and she was like, oh, I didn't know, like, my landlord's like, oh, I didn't know that she was still like doing stuff. Y'all should have, like, but that's the thing I didn't really like about my landlord, because I stopped responding after that because she kept trying to put the blame on me, like, oh, you should have told us. Girl, the first time I told y'all didn't do nothing. So what am I finna keep telling y'all for? So yeah, I got my stuff and got up out of there and moved to another place. And I'm not gonna lie, the next place was even worse. It was even worse. So I don't even know what, I don't know. I just know me as a person. That's why I'm working on getting my own space, because I can't do the roommates. Y'all seen, I done been through roommate. I've been having a roommate since I was a kid, because me and my sister had to live together. So yeah, I need my own space. But yeah, I just want to let y'all know that I'm done with roommates. So yeah, if y'all like this story time, follow, subscribe, like, comment, everything. But I will say my landlord wasn't horrible, because when my mom needed a place to stay, she did help my mom out. So I will say she's not horrible, but I just don't think she handled that situation correctly. So I just have to get up out of there. Yeah. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Sierra Celeste, follow me on Twitter, Sierra Celeste 2, baby. You already know the vibes, period.